Let's check and make sure everything's okay. Everybody see me? Everybody hear me? I hope so. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming to the stream tonight. I know we didn't do one a couple of weeks ago, but like I said, I had to go to a fairy ball, so hope you guys are doing okay. Do you guys want to see what I got myself for Christmas? It's kind of cool. I was having the problem where I couldn't play enough Red Dead Redemption 2 and compile videos, so I got myself a secondary smaller setup over there. And of course, I can also compile stuff on my computer and on that one too, so I get them done double quick. That one's going to be my new recording setup, I think, where I do the recordings and make the videos, and then I'll do the big stuff on my computer, like the big long ones, the morning videos essentially. Oh, we have a special guest. Someone came to see us. Come on, you ham. You wanted to be here. Somebody heard me recording and decided that he wanted to come and hang out. Get your butt out of there. Nobody wants to see that. How's everybody's weekend going? I hope it's going really well. You guys are quiet. My goodness. We're not officially rolling till 7, but I figured we'd get started a little bit early. That way we can, field some questions, make sure that the setup looks good. Because I had to move my mic. I hope you guys are hearing me okay. Like, it's a little closer to my head now. Hi, Simp Lord. Hello, Shadow. Good to see everybody. I'm glad you could all make it. Doing well. Enjoying one of my long weekends off of work. Next week will be pretty miserable because I'll have to be there all weekend, but that's why I make the big bucks. That's when I'll do most of my writing too for next year, so we'll do a lot of writing next year. I'm playing around with a little 3-part extenuation on our Christmas stuff for New Year's, so I'm going to try to get that done too. Thank you, Simp Lord. His name is Normal. He's my favorite. Don't tell the others, though. Shadow, was very unimaginative for Christmas this year. Everybody got gift cards. So, I guess I'm all ready. I'm waiting on YouTube to send me my residuals already so that I can go buy my wife's Christmas presents. But I'm pretty ready for Christmas so far. Get up here, you. People want to see you. He's camera shy. Don't mind him. I've got another 2 in the bedroom. They're just not as hammy as this one here. He heard me sitting and said, "You've got room for a cat in your lap. I just know it." We've got 4, but one of them likes to go outside. She's not quite as domesticated as her sister. Thank you. He's my boy. I saved him from a Dollar General parking lot. No jokes aside. I found him in a Dollar General parking lot, so he came home with me. When he was just a little kitten, I had to feed him with a dropper for a couple of weeks. Oh, goodness. So I don't know how long we're going to stream tonight. We'll stream until we're all streamed out or my voice stops working, I guess, like we usually do. So if you guys had any questions or anything, just pitch them my way. I'll answer them if I can. Though I don't want to give too much away. He would probably let you. Him or Pumpkin. Pumpkin will let anybody pet him. Like, he immediately comes up to strangers when they come in the house and wants to be in their lap. Put that tail down, you. But yeah, so been busy over here. I've got a nice long video for you guys next week. It should well, I'll go ahead and tell you. It'll be a Christmas in Kashmir kind of week. So we'll do some Christmas stuff next week where we follow some of our favorite characters from Kashmir. And, it should be a lot of fun. And then I might continue it over into the New Year's. All right, buddy, if you want to go, there you go. I might continue it on over into the New Year's because there's going to be a through story that's going to pick up at the end of the Christmas one. So we may have a little bit more New Year's-y stuff. And I know I said I wasn't going to put on for Christmas and New Year's this year, but I lied. You guys should know that by now. I always do the things that I say I'm not going to do. Like make too much video, not like other stuff, but checking up on people that said they're coming to the stream. I posted it in I still use X. I really need to post it in Blue Sky too, I suppose, but I'm a little less diligent over there. But yeah, no, should be a fun time for Christmas. Like we'll have all of our favorite characters and some of our less favorite characters, and we'll revisit some things. And I can already tell you because I got her lines today. Glimmer will be voiced by Ladama again. The wife said she was ready, but Ladama said, no, I want to do it again. So we got her all ready. And we got the lines together. So we'll be back to business as usual with our Glimmer voice there. So yeah, well, that spills the beans. If I told you Glimmer's going to be there, you know that Grandpa's going to be there. So we'll have a good time. It should be fun. We'll follow all of our favorite Kashmir personalities and have a good time. It should be a lot of fun, I hope. I worked real hard on it, so I hope you guys like it. Let's see. Any other questions? Brandon had asked one about how I came up with the Bright series, and I had told him it started out as something I'd seen in an episode of X-Files, but I don't know. Like, when I was a kid, I had this weird thing about the Hidden Valley dressing. I'm like, what are they hiding there? Like, what's going on in Hidden Valley, and why is it hidden? Because I was a kid, I didn't know what Hidden Valley was. I didn't know it was a real place. And so yeah, like I thought of a farm area where they were hiding things, that maybe they had some secrets, and yeah, that was kind of how Bright Farms came off, like a little house on a dressing bottle. At that in X-Files. A lot of my stories would fit in good on X-Files. Oof. Who else has got one? Anybody else? I will definitely field a lot of questions tonight. Oh, Brandon, you got to get caught up. He was there last year. It's called The War of Winter, and some of you long-term listeners will remember that last year the Green Man attacked the Botanical Gardens, and Dr. Winters and the Warden and Grandpa and Marcus and no, the hospital was involved, but not directly. But they all showed up to beat up the Green Man, and so they all just kind of came to the gardens and did their thing. And then that'll be something that we hit on during our Christmas special, is that Grandpa gets invited to a special event at the garden, so he'll be there again. Maybe not the last time, I don't know. As I have mentioned before, it won't be the end of the Grandpa stories, but like I think this may be our last Grandpa year here. I don't know. Well, we shall see. I don't want the old guy to go either. I want to stretch it out as long as I can, but I think we might be almost out of Grandpa stories there, which is sad because I love the Grandpa stories a lot. Yeah, Brandon, it's called The War of Winter. It was last year's New Year's story. That was how we wrapped up. Was it? No, it was right in the middle of season 2. That's right, because it was before the whole Glimmer thing. Well, King, we've been doing a little bit of that lately. Some of my watchers have been suggesting things, but I'm always very careful about getting permission. Like as a writer, I know I wouldn't want somebody just using my stories without asking first. And a lot of the classic ones, you can't get in touch with their writers anymore, and I wouldn't want to like do it and have them get mad about it. But yeah, I would love to narrate some classics. I'd love to do Candle Cove. Candle Cove was my favorite. Oh, well, that's not true. All right, Candle Cove and 1999 were my two favorite creepypastas when I was first starting out. Listening to the Candle Cove, 1998, 1999, and Pen Pal were my three favorites. The Russian Sleep Experiment was good too. But that was how I started writing these. Just I was listening to creepypastas, and I'm like, I could write those. I bet it wouldn't be that hard. And then I just did. Paranormal Facilitator is such a good one. It was how I introduced Killian Barger, and I like him as a character. I like the Baron. The Baron has been such a good fit for Killian's voice, and I'm glad that he is a friend of the channel and that he comes back every time to do more. He's a cool guy. I need to involve him more in the channel, but that may be something I do again next year. I think I'm going to try to lay hands on a lot of voices next year. Uh, oh, okay. I didn't know that was you, King. Yeah, keep the suggestions coming, man. Like most of the time, like I look at my calendar and I'm like, oh well, crap. It's I don't have anything for Tuesday or Thursday, and then that's when I start shaking out the trees and trying to find new stories. Which I've got a guy here lately. What is his name? I know you guys will recognize him. Nicholas. He's been sending me some of his stories that I've been reading, like the Stone, what is it, the Stone Zoo Gorilla, and the one about the grandmas that I did last week. He's been sending me those to do, and it's nice because then I don't have to like shake out no sleep, and because I'll message like 12 people and only like two of them will message me back, which is fine. I get it, they're busy, but like I need content too. Guys, I might have to leave you guys for just a second. All right, I gotta make a quick bathroom break. Two shakes. I'll be right back. Whew, sorry about that. The bubble guts were coming in hard there, and I needed to I needed to take a break there for a minute. All right, let's see. A little oh, hang on. Let me adjust the audio just a little bit, see if I can't get a little bit more out of it. The mic's in a different spot. Because as I showed him at the start of the stream, I have a new smaller setup on the side here, so that I can compile a couple of videos at once, which helps with the bigger ones. Hi, Diane. Good of you to make it. I'm glad you did. Oh, but yeah. What were we talking about? Yeah, like next year, I need to start bringing in more voices, I think, because next year I will be doing this full time, so I'll have plenty more time to get some voices in here and do some bigger productions, I hope. That would be awesome. That way we can get some bigger productions and do a little bit more, you know. Whew. But yeah. Anybody got any burning questions there? Anything they want to know? Like we talked about earlier, we got our Christmas lineup next week, and I'm thinking maybe doing a little something after Christmas, like in the New Year's week. But while I've got all this content, like next week will probably be when I do like all this writing, getting a little bit caught up, getting some stories in the pipe for next year. I like to get a little bit ahead when I can, you know, get 2 or 3 stories in the back, because most of them I know where they're going. Like I know where I want the story to go, so it's easier to write a little bit in advance, you know. That way I know what direction we're going. And then we I don't know if any of you guys saw the community post, but I just finished the first draft of my it's called the Douglas Gage Beyond Savings, but I mean it's the Dollar General story. Like it's going to be like a book come next year. Though I'm not really sure what to do with it. I'm not entirely sure if I want to publish it myself under Amazon or if I want to try and give it to somebody who can maybe do a better job with it, because I make no bones about the fact I suck at marketing, at least myself. And it might be nice to maybe find like an agent or like some kind of agency that can handle it, because I think it would make a really nice little series on like Amazon or Prime or something. I think somebody could do something with it, and I wouldn't mind helping with that screenplay at all. Like I think it would be a lot of fun. But yeah, either way, it should be out sometime next year. And then we'll have 2 books. Like if you've got Towsey Homestead, then you've got my first novel, and then this will be my second one. I mean, I've got like 11 short story books, but you know, this is something a little different. Man, you guys are quiet. Who's got some questions? Question me up, Amadeus. Huh, well dang. Well, trying to see what I've got over here. What do we want to get up to tonight, guys? Do you want me to read some stuff or like just kind of hang out? Like what do we want to do? These are you guys' streams as much as mine. Like I like to come in and hang out with you guys. The writing chair. I do not see it. Oh, do you own one of those? Not really, I guess. I mean, the closest I've got is the chair I'm in right now, and it's just a chair. Like, believe it or not, a lot of my writing I do while I'm on my walks. Like if I go if I go for like a mile or two walk, I'll like, you should see me. I'm sure I look ridiculous. I've got like a harness that my phone sits in so I can play Monster Hunter, and I just talk into my phone and I write while I'm out there. I have to go back and edit most of it because apparently my accent doesn't pick up well with speak to text, but it gets a lot of writing done. I mean, I'll give it that. But a lot of my favorite writing is done just while I'm out on a walk or at work, I guess. Work's more to stay awake though. Like corrections is kind of dull until it's not. So most of the time I'm writing at work so I don't fall asleep at work. Because the place I'm at, I'm working by myself, so there's really no one to talk to, and I have to find some way to not pass out from boredom. Because I don't know, I'm not a real intimidating guy. I don't really shake cages very often, and I usually like having really nice chill nights. So, you know, there's not a lot of excitement on my post if I can help it. What other games have you played lately? Well, lately it's been Red Dead Redemption. Like I beat 2 and I cried a bunch, and I'm working through 1. I think I'm about 80% of the way through Red Dead 1. Then I think I'm going to play Mad Max because it was on sale on Steam this week. And I got it and the 2 Watchmen games that I saw on there, which I didn't know about. So yeah, I like adventure games. Like BioShock is my all-time favorite game, which I'll have to break out and play again at some point. Because every year I play the first BioShock and beat it at some point or another. I've got all the levels mapped out. Like I could just about do it in my sleep at this point. But I love it. It's such a great series. And I mean, I couldn't call myself an Atlas Shrugged fan, I guess, if I didn't play BioShock every now and again. Oh, lordy. This chair is trying to kill me. It is comfortable, though. I'll give it that. Brandon, I've done them before, and they didn't really take off real well. I played Amanda the Adventurer one night. We played Indigo Park when it first came out. Because I thought it looked cool. I mostly play a lot of horror games because I know that people are here for horror content. So, and I've got all the Resident Evil games by this point. So I mean, it made sense. No, I wouldn't be opposed to playing some games on stream. It would mostly just be getting people to show up and watch it. I don't know. Since I'm not a gaming channel, people mostly want the narrations. Most of my streams end with me just reading. I usually end up reading you guys stories and stuff, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. The last couple of streams, I think we actually recorded some stories while you guys listened to me read them, which was kind of nice. I have not played Alien Isolation yet. I hear it's super creepy. I would not be opposed to doing it, but yeah, no, it's something to think about. YouTube keeps telling me that if I want my monetization to go any higher, I'm gonna have to start doing more live streams. So that's definitely something to look at in the future. For my sub count, I've about hit my cap, so I've either got to get more subs or do more videos, I guess. And I'm up to 2 a day, so it's a lot of production. The long ones you wouldn't think they would be, but there's a lot of production in that, especially the cozy horror ones, because you got to cut them just right. Apparently, my rain has been too loud the last couple of times, or so I've been told. So I got to chill out with the rain sounds. People do like that crackling fireplace, though, it seems. But yeah, no, I like I like playing me some video games. So I would not be opposed to doing a little bit more of that. I'd need people to show up and watch them, you know? That's, yeah. Um, well, I mean, I have Mr. Creepypasta on every now and again. Every now and again, like we do stuff because he's a big friend of the channel. Like, he's the reason that I have a channel. Like, he was the one that suggested that I do this because he liked my stories. Um, I do stuff with like the Baron or Ladama. I do a lot of stuff with Horror on the Rocks. I mean, like I voice half the characters on his show at this point, but um, I don't know. Like most of the time, I'm just trying to throw content together ahead of time. So if I get an extra voice in there, all the better. But I usually have to plan it out a couple of weeks in advance just to make sure that people aren't too busy, especially around this time of year. Like Halloween and Christmas are like such big horror months that you've got to get your ducks in a row like right off the rip, or it's just not going to happen. Um, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to doing them with some other channels though. There's so many other channels too. Like I could in theory get a whole cast of other horror narrators. I know most of them. Like a lot of them, a lot of them come talk to me and they're like, "Hey, we like you. We've listened to you for a while now." And I'm like, "Has it been that long?" Oh shoot, it's been like 4 years. Dang, yeah, it has been that long, I guess. Um, it's weird to have people tell you that they've listened to you since middle school, and it hits you. You've been on YouTube for almost 5 years. Like it's I didn't think it would last this long, honestly. But I'm glad it has. Like I really like doing YouTube. It's something that I enjoy. I get to hang out with you guys, and I get to like make cool videos and stuff. It's nice. Mm. But yeah, no, mostly just horror on the rocks because we got to keep doing the co-writing thing. The series is really big. Then the Mortician series has gotten really big, so he's made it very clear. He's like, yeah, we're not stopping anytime soon. I'm hoping to make them more something we do more often, like at least a couple of times a week. Once I've made no secret about it on other streams that like by the middle part of 2025 I will be retired from corrections and just kind of doing my own thing. So, you know, a stream a couple of 2 or 3 times a week wouldn't be that far out of the realm of possibility. Hey, Carolyn, thank you. Yeah, hello from Florida. You're up there by my brother. He's up in Ohio, but I guess Missouri's kind of far from Ohio. Closer than it is to Florida, I guess. I don't know. I was bad at geography. I'm glad you like the stories. Like we've been telling them, next week's going to be a big week for Christmas stories. I've got a whole bunch of Kashmir Christmas stories, and I think they're going to be really cool. Like I've got some. We get to see a lot of characters that have been recently introduced, and I think eventually I might do a little book about just Kashmir stories, just you know, random citizens and like the sheriff and the graveyard guy, and there's a diner in town I'd like to write about. All kinds of things. Like there's a lot that I could write about from Kashmir. Everybody keeps letting me know they're gonna be here. That's cool. I like that. Hey Kevin, good to have you. You're you're not that late, man. We got cracking about 6:50, but it was just so that people could like, get here and stuff, see the notification, and have time to come in. You haven't really missed much. We've just been kind of um, talking about next week's Christmas lineup and um, all kinds of stuff. Like it's been fun. We're just kind of doing questions right now. If you got any questions or anything before before we run out of stuff to talk about, and I have to like, I don't know, like do stories or something. And streams are always something I look forward to because it's nice to gather everybody up and like, do something fun. Yeah, we'll be rolling for a while now, I should think. Um, you missed about 15 minutes ago. I had to like vigorously run to the bathroom because I almost had an incident. But like other than that, it's been one of them. Let's hope so, Brandon. It's it's been it's been good. Like I've been happy with my growth. I know every time people are like, why isn't your channel bigger? Why don't you have more subs? And I'm like, I'm pretty happy with the growth we have, honestly. Like there's a lot of new faces, there's a lot of more views on the videos. It's a good time. I really appreciate it. Especially like you guys like turning up and watching videos and showing up to live streams, and it's been a good time. Yeah, no. I made chili this week. So I've got like a big pot of chili in there that I've been eating pretty much all week. So it was bound to come to a head eventually. And unfortunately it did. But I'm gonna have to make a less spicy soup for next week, I guess. I like having soup around. Soup's probably my favorite thing to make. Besides pasta. I like pasta too. I'm gonna get some of you guys into the Discord. By the way, if you guys do Discord, we has one of those. If you would like to join us on the Discord, I think it's just like me and Poison Witch at the moment. Like we're really the only two that are in the Discord. But like if any of you guys would like to come hang out with us, like, that would be cool. Oh, nice. I didn't realize it had been that long. Good going, Brandon. A lot of you guys are like diehards on that. Like you've been members for like a long time. I appreciate that too. Like between Patreon and membership, it's wild to think that many people come back every week. Like it's crazy. It's as many of you remember, like the channel had some really humble beginnings. So it surprises me that people keep coming back. Like it used to be pretty rough. Like if you listen to my first 3 or 4 videos, like the audio quality was just terrible. So much so I had to go back and reshoot them later so that they were anyway listenable. No, come a long way in 3 or 4 years. Like that's really taken off. Now we're almost at 6,000 subs, and pretty soon probably be at 10,000. I don't know if YouTube still sends you a plaque or not for that, but it'd be cool. I'll put up my little silver play button for everybody to see. Sorry, things keep popping up. Yeah. Anybody got any like burning questions or anything they just gotta know. Like, oh, I might answer some of it. I don't know. Some of it I gotta kind of keep close so that it doesn't like spoil plans and things. Absolutely. Mr. Seraph couldn't afford my talent anyway, I'm sure. Hey, Tanya. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming to the stream. I've got some new Mr. Seraph stuff that I've been working on actually. I've got I've got something big planned for him coming up. So that should be interesting. Hey, Queen, good for you to. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you could make it. Oh, Merry Christmas, Tanya. We're always glad to see you guys on the stream. Oh, it's nice to have interaction, so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm just kind of hanging out. Like I said, it's just kind of question and answer time right now. Like talking about next week's Christmas stories that we've got, and stuff coming up, and it's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna have a good time next year. lot of lot of stuff in the works. Um, I've got I've got I've got some rearranging to do. I think. Oh, I can't do Bailey's. I had a really bad had a really bad experience with Kahlua when I was like in my early 20s, and I can't do anything that's like chocolate liqueur anymore. It really messes me up. Bailey's is really good though. God, now you got me thinking about Bailey's. Um, yeah, I think pretty soon we'll have some rearranging done because we'll have some new stories on the Monday thing. Despite the fact that they don't get voted on a lot, we are almost out of laughing audience stories. That series is almost complete. Um, we are that one's coming to a it's going to come to a close pretty soon. Like we're about maybe 7 or 8 stories left in the whole series. I think we'll finish that one next year probably. Um, and then I'll have to make some new ones for Monday because we still um the Bright Access is going to end at some point coming up. There's probably about I want to say 5 more stories left in that, but there will be more Bright stories after that. Like I've already got more in the works for that. So, which one, Queen? Do you mean the hospital one? That one was fun. I liked that one. Um, uh, I don't know. All the stuff out of Kashmir lately has been really fun. Um, Kevin, just the stuff with Horror on the Rocks, honestly. Like he should be bringing back the Mortician series soon from Break, and that's really my only collab intent. Ladama's coming to voice Glimmer next week for the Christmas episode. But other than that, yeah, um, that's really about it. Like I said, once I retire next year and I have more time, I'd love to do more collabs. Right now, all of my content is just very like by the seat of my pants. Like I I have to get stuff ahead so far in advance sometimes that so that I can put it up and I'm not like running late cuz next week I'm just off Wednesday and Thursday. Like that's it. So I've got to get all my ducks in a row before then or I'm stumped. But I've got I've got all the I've got all the Christmas stories already. Well, I've got everything through Friday recorded. I got to record Fridays. Like I just got Ladama's voice lines today. So yeah, 10-year channel anniversary. Oh no, we've only been on for like 4 years. Definitely not 10 years. Maybe something for the 5-year anniversary, though. I don't know. We may do. Yeah, Queen, the one with the little patient. That one was a lot of fun. Like, I liked that one too. Like, I'm really trying to like, do a little bit, some horrific stuff, but also like maybe some softer stuff too, a little bit. That way, like, you get a little bit of a mix. Like with Dr. Winters, like it's not always like super horrific, and I mean Stragview always is, but that's a prison. It's supposed to be. Um, yeah, that's I've I can't either. What? I can't wait to show it to you after I write it. That's another series I've got to get caught up on next week. I need to write some more Rayford Woods stuff. I've that I think we're at about the midpoint on Rayford Woods. Like it will end at some point, but I think there's a lot left to that one. Like I don't think that one's in any danger of leaving anytime soon. Oh well, Brandon, they might. They might. Maybe. Maybe they already have. I don't know. You know. Oh. Well, it's like that sometimes. I don't know. I well, Queen, you are going to really like the Christmas special then. That's that's gonna be that's gonna be right up your alley there. Because they definitely have a little heart to heart there where Sheriff Masterson kind of like lets him know what's up. Because temporary Sheriff Guthrie's been getting a little too big for his britches there lately, but I think he's there to stay. I don't think he's going anywhere just yet. Um, in fact, eventually, I would really like to. I don't want to say too much yet, but eventually, I would like to do a little bit more, do a little bit less with outside stories, and do a little bit more of my own content on the channel a lot more. So I might be introducing a Wednesday segment that's just Kashmir stories. Like that's just stuff from Kashmir. So we may hear a little bit more about Sheriff Guthrie coming up. Kevin, I don't know how I do it sometimes either. Like it really is a lot sometimes. um, well, Brandon, like, yeah, kind of. Like, I'm thinking about doing more Kashmir stories. Like, um, I want to do stories from places in Kashmir. So I think that could be a neat little addition to what we've got going on there. Da, 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 da. It's going to be fun, Queen. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's I think too it might go into the week of New Year's as well. Like I think there's going to be a lot there, I think. Do we get in Actually, yes. Sort of. There will Next week is more. It's called a Kashmir Christmas, and it's gonna. Dr. Winters is gonna be in it, and the Warden's gonna be in it, and Sheriff Guthrie's gonna be in it, and Grandpa's gonna be in it, and John from the hospital's gonna be in it, and we finally get a name for the Brandylow guy who keeps narrating everything at the Botanical Gardens, and there's going to be a lot. Like you guys that are lore hungry, it's going to be a big week for you guys. Like there's a lot of lore breadcrumbs in there that I think you guys are going to like. Well, um oh, I did a vote a little while ago. Some of the stories will probably follow Sheriff Guthrie. Some of the stories will probably go into the Kashmir Graveyard. Um, I want to do some about a diner that's in town that I've mentioned a few times. Um, there's a summer camp that I want to do some stories from because it's going to be kind of cool. There's a radio station in town that I want to do some stories from. I want to do a bunch of stories. Like I want to do a little bit of like some color reporting, if you will, on Kashmir. I think you guys will like it. Oh no, Queen! Sheriff Guthrie's my favorite. He's an annoying little boy. Like he's annoying. He's doing his best, but he's kind of full of himself. Yes, Brandon, definitely the graveyard. The graveyard will definitely get some stories. Getting. Oh yeah, Kevin. Everybody likes Grandpa. Like Grandpa's been a fan favorite. But as I have mentioned in streams past, like unfortunately the Grandpa stories may be coming to an end soon. Not stopping, but changing some. I don't want to give too much away there, but you know, Grandpa is an old guy, so you gotta remember we can't keep Grandpa forever. But I think he'll be around for a while longer still. He's got a big part to play in the upcoming Christmas, so he's got to stick around for a little while. Oh, absolutely, Brandon. Like we're gonna have a real like tasting tour of Kashmir here. Kashmir has a newspaper, if you'll recall, from one of the Dr. Winter stories that I'd like to do some stories about too. But Kashmir is such a weird place. Like I really want to flesh it out. Like I really want to like let you guys know what's going on in Kashmir sometimes. Um, and then like also like I've been working on some like travel stuff for Kashmir. Um, like some travel brochures, like some weird kind of like vaporwave, like kind of weird like pseudo horror. I'm doing a little something with that too. But again, I'll need some time to really work on that. I know, Queen. I'm sorry. I want Grandpa to like go on forever, but like I think I think after Grandpa there will still be stories though because we'll still have Marcus and Marcus will have some big shoes to fill, I think. Cozy Horror has been a Cozy Horror has been a good one. Like Cozy Horror has been a real crowd pleaser. I think people like it. Apparently my rain sounds have been a little too loud lately, so I gotta tune those down a little bit. But people do like that crackling fire, it seems like. Oh, who said the DGB stuff was over? Maybe it's not over. I might have some more stories. Maybe. We'll see. Um But no, the people on Reddit have demanded that I do more DGB stories, so there will definitely be more DGB stories. And then you got the book to look forward to. Like it's coming out middle of next year, so that'll be fun. Um, I want Grandpa to be eternal as well, but I need I need Marcus to kind of like, you know, I need Marcus to have some stuff too. But I will we'll definitely still see some Grandpa, definitely. Oh yeah, it doesn't hurt that half the time it's over 2 hours long, so it's really nice listening. Well, me too. I hope the Weldergeist doesn't get Marcus either, because Grandpa has told him as much before that, like, if he's not careful, the Weldergeist might decide that he would make a tasty target. Oh, I wouldn't tease you. Absolutely not. I've got like the next 4 parts of the DGB story already done. I just got to continue them. The problem was that like No Sleep on Reddit has started changing some of their rules around, and every time I put a new DGB story up, they take it down. And I kind of got a little bit discouraged there. So I stopped writing them for a while. I was like, the people that want to read them can't read them. So what's the point? But a lot of them have transitioned over to my subreddit on Reddit, uh, r-arudius, so that they can read the stuff. So that's where it is now, and I'm gonna start putting them back up again. Like I'm going to start putting them back up again because I know people really want the stories, and I'm going to continue them. Oh no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. Like I said, we're still getting a book too. I had to rename it, of course, but like, it's still the DGB stories. Annoy away, man. Like sometimes I need a boot to like really get going on stuff. That was a nice touch. Like I really, I was like, well, if it's a medieval setting, he would have to be a wizard. I mean, I was I was talking about that earlier though, like the DGB book. How I'm still really not sure if I want to publish it myself or if I want to like pass it off to somebody who can maybe do more with it, cuz I really foresee it as like a Netflix series or like an Amazon series or something. And I don't want to publish it myself and then kind of limit what I can do with it, Cuz like if I put it through KDP, then I'm kind of stuck with Amazon as like my go between there. But if I can't find anybody to do anything with it, I will definitely put it on through Amazon because I like retaining control of my own stuff anyway. Like I like that if I wanted to do something with it, I could do it. And I wouldn't have to ask anybody's permission because it's mine and I own it. But we'll figure it out. We'll get there. Yeah, so there should be new DGB stuff coming up next year. I really want to do more stories from the Travel Writer as well. If any of you guys remember him, um, excuse me, he did like the Ghostgrass Hermit and the Toymaker's Woods, and he I'd really like to do more stuff with him. Like I think he could be a series in of himself. And of course, like the ranger, the park ranger out there. I'm still going with him. I've got a good one for him next time. I think you guys are really gonna like it. Oh God, yeah. I was really giving some clues to the area where Kashmir is on that one. Like Laurelwood was the closest mental facility that I knew of in that area. So like I feel like I feel like if they were gonna send somebody off somewhere, it'd be Laurelwood. Um, I worked there for a little while, like not a long time, like a couple of weeks, and then I went back to the hospital. It wasn't my cup of tea. Like I couldn't hack it. I was mostly doing observation work anyway. Probably not this year. I'm thinking soonish though. There will definitely be a Yule Lads book, where I flesh out the story a little bit more. But it's between that and I want to do a book about Maneater, the big snake story that I did. Um, so like it's between those two. I've already got Maneater started. I mean, I've already got Yule Lad started. Like, it's definitely cheating, but that's kind of how I wrote the Dollar General books. Was I would take the stuff that I had already wrote for the Dollar General stuff and just flesh it out and make a book out of it. Like, I fleshed it out a lot. Like the Dollar General book's got 42 chapters in it, but it's got 300 pages in it. But yeah, like that'll be how I do the Yule Lads book when I do it. Is I'll take what's there and I'll like make it a little, stretch it out and make it a little bigger. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time for it. Like again, once I have time to do all of that. Yeah, the Maneater story was a good one. Who had suggested that? Shoot, one of you guys had suggested it. Like it was a story that you pitched to me. You were like, I don't see enough big snake stories, and I think this could be a cool one. And I put my Stephen King hat on and was like, I could make something out of this, and then I did. But I think I think the book's going to be a lot darker because I can explore a lot more with it in that one. Like I'm not trying to like run it through a 15-minute video so that I don't lose half my audience. The Yule Lads were a lot of fun. Like once I figured out that they were connected with the Yule Cat too, like I was on board. Like Iceland is like a Studio Ghibli film except if they did horror movies. Like it's crazy up there. Like they've got cats that eat people for not getting clothes and like Yule Lads that come and mess up your house and like a witch that eats people in her cave and she is the mother of the Yule Lads and she owns the Yule Cat and it's wild. Like I love it. I love doing like regional tales kind of fiction like that. Um like I've got some that I want to do next year that have come out of Mexico. Um and I like La Lechuza, the owl witch lady. Loved that. But like I want to do some of the ones that nobody's heard about, like El Sabone, who like eats people's hair and like makes them widows and things. Like it's wild. Ooh, Brandon, that's a good one to start with too. Like, and it wasn't even supposed to be a series. Like, it was just supposed to be a one-off. Like, I had no intention of making a series out of it. Like, it was just supposed to be a weird story that his granddad told him, and that was supposed to be it. And then it really took off, and I'm glad it did. Like, it's really got a life of its own now. I feel that, man. I do not miss retail work sometimes with that constant Christmas drone. Like anytime I turn on my radio at work and somebody has put it to the Christmas station, I immediately just zoom it on down to the classic rock station. I'm like, no, I'll listen to that Christmas night, but that's about it. This is not the place I want to get in the spirit. Got to keep the pipes moist. Whew. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff next year. Um, one of damn it, I don't really want to spoil it, but one of our Monday stories will also be joining our Friday stories because one of our characters from our Monday stories will be joining our Kashmir collective there. If any of you can guess which one it is, I'll tell you whether you're right or not. But I'm looking forward to it. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out either, honestly. Like, there's only really one character that would fit in Kashmir that I write about for Mondays. It's not the Blackside kids, thank God. Like, those kids have been through enough. Yeah, God, Queen. The only days I want to listen to Christmas music are like the day of Christmas, the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and that's about it. I like Jordan Group. Jordan Group is a cool guy, and I do like Lighthouse Horror. I like that he pays me sometimes for stories too. Good guess, Brandon, but no. Killian would be a good fit for Kashmir too. I take that back, but it's not him. It's it's uh, it's another one of our. Dang it! This chair's trying to kill me. There we go. It's another one of our spooky Monday people. But Killian Barger is another one that I would really like to do more books about. Um, I've already started the first Killian Barger novel, um, but it's taking time, and it should. I want, excuse me, I want it to be just perfect when I finally put it out, because like Killian Barger is hands down one of my favorite characters to write about. Um, I I love his stories, and I wish I could give them more love. Um, I've got another one coming up that I've already got lines for from the Baron. So hopefully in the new year we'll get a new Killian Barger story, and some of those short stories I'm going to start turning into book ideas too. So that'll be fun. Um, Killian Killian is going to meet up with a really nasty entity that may really test his abilities. That I definitely think will come back a few times. We'll definitely see them again. Oh yeah, like I don't know if any of you read the Dresden Files, but the Ghost Stories book was what made me start writing about Killian, because I thought a ghost detective would be just really cool, like a ghost cop, like solving ghost crimes, and I was on board. I was like, yes, I need this in my life, and that was around the time I started writing Paranormal Facilitator, which was the first Killian story, and it went from there. It was a good time. Oh, who is texting? Ah. Guys, let me do a small break and I'll be right back. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Somebody's timer ran out, so he was jockeying for more TV time. But what were we talking about? Oh, I love LA Noire, Brandon. That's one of my favorite games. Um, I need to get that again and beat it. Like I've beaten it once, but like I don't know. Like I really want to play it again. Like it was that and the Mafia games were like some of my favorites, where it's like old timey cars and like old timey clothes, and you just kind of get to like wander around. Home Depot horror story. That could be funny. Um, I was actually working on something. It's going to be a small series. I don't think it's really going to be like we may put it on Monday. I don't know, but I'm calling it the back roads as opposed to the back rooms. Um, but it's like just like kids out cruising in their pickup trucks, and they stumble onto the back roads, and then all the weird stuff that's out on the back roads. I think it could be interesting. I'm sure somebody's already done it. Like, it can't be a new concept, but I think I could do something with it. I don't know, man. Eventually that's all the channel is going to be. It's just me writing series after series after series. Like, I I had let another writer friend of mine see what I do here, and like he's like, "My God, all you do are series," and I'm like, "Pretty much, yeah, that's about it." Um, and he was just he was in awe. He's like, "I told somebody the other day that I write 2 to 3 short stories a day, and they did not believe me." And it's on a good day, yeah, I'll crank out 2 to 3 short stories a day. Like it's wild. I mean, IKEA could be fun too. I just, I don't know, man. I don't want people to think I'm a one trick pony. I don't want to like, I just Dollar General was fun, but like, I don't know. I might play around with something else. Plus, I mean, we're not done with Dollar General yet anyway. Like, we're gonna. That's There's a lot more lore there I'd like to explore, and I think there's a lot more story there that we can do. Yeah, yeah, kind of like that. Like I want them to like find old gas stations and like broken down cars and just work out some rules for the back roads and just that typical formulaic stuff. Um, I think it could be interesting. Maybe something that we link back to Kashmir. I don't know, but just some ideas I'm playing around with. Kinda, yeah. Like the Dollar General Beyond is definitely kind of labyrinthine. Like the book fleshes it out even more because it talks about in depth some of the stores that I didn't have time to describe. So like it really goes into depth about how like here is a store that's in a tank, and here is a store that is on a bayou with a giant alligator that lives in it, and here is a store in a cave, and here is an underwater store, and just like there's a lot. Like there's it goes into a lot of detail about stuff. And I've got whole chapters where he's just like blundering through stores. Like it's going to be fun to kind of explore. That probably has something to do with it. Like that's basically what the black and white store was at the end of the stories. It's just a long, endless hallway of just Dollar General aisles. Or Douglas Gage now. Sorry, I had to rename it because I don't want to get sued by Dollar General. I have to imagine that would be pretty humbling to get sued by Dollar General. Like I couldn't even take the lawsuit seriously if they did. It'd be like, no, you kidding me? Really? You got to be teasing. Oh, it would seem really weird to me to get sued by a store that sells off-brand cola. Like, I don't know. Just, yeah, no. That I had to rename the Family Dollar the community currency as well. That way they don't sue me too. But I don't know. I thought it was a cool little tie-in. That's why there's so many Family Dollars right next to Dollar Generals. I really liked the Charlie Foot stories too. I wish he would write more of them. I've told the guy that wrote those a bunch of times. I'm like, look, man, if you want to do more of these stories, you let me know and I'll read them. I'll read them right now. Like any of that, I'll read them. Um, I mean, Brandon, I'd tell you, but it would spoil what was coming up. Like, we have a few overarching villains in the series that we already cover, but I don't know. I might bring some of them to Kashmir. I don't know, cause like I need I need something to like keep Kashmir kind of on its toes. Like if any of you listen to Welcome to Night Vale, like there always seems to be some kind of something coming to like mess up their town. And that's what I want for Kashmir. Every now and again I want some giant otherworldly boogin to like come in and like mess things up for a while. Cause it kind of like, it gives it something new, some spice. And I like that. That's kind of neat. I just don't go in the bathroom anymore. That's no more Dollar General bathrooms for me. That's I can't do it anymore. Um, I every now and again, like I would post on my Twitter just like a picture of the bathroom, and it's like I'm about to go to the bathroom. Wish me luck, and people that had read the series would like laugh about it. But yeah, no, this is. I live in Florida. There's literally a Dollar General like every God like 2 streets or so at this point. Some Dollar Generals are within like a 5 block radius of each other. Just pee on the cat litter aisle like I do. They never notice. Oh goodness. But I don't know, Brandon. Back to your question. Like most of our stories seem to be kind of like made of villains. Like I know we root for the warden sometimes, but like he is clearly not the hero of that story. Like he is clearly just as made of chaos as the rest of everything in Stragview. The black site is nothing but enemies. Like any adult in that story is basically like a potential threat. Um, Bright series has the Bright. The laughing audience has the laughing audience. Like there's so many like villains and potential villains like just floating around. Mr. Seraph is a bad guy. Like we make no bones about it. He is a bad guy. Like he is a demon that takes people's talent. Like he is not a nice person. Like I villains are more fun to write about sometimes, I think. Like nice people are fine to write about. Like we've got Dr. Winters who is like clearly villain coded but not villainous. Like we've got trying to think of another one. Shoot. We've got a lot of characters that are like villain coded, but like, they're not bad people, they try. And then we've got some people that are like the subject of the stories and they are terrible people. Like he does, but I feel like a lot of the people that he does like deals with don't know what they're trading either. Like, a lot of them think he wants to like represent them or he wants to like help them, and then he like takes what they're good at. Like, yeah. Oh, if ever there's been an overarching villain lately, it's the Green Man. Like, the Green Man is a bugaboo that we trot out every winter to just like terrorize things. Um but yeah, there's gonna be more Green Man stuff coming. Trust me. The Green Man stories are about to take off for a little bit. Because I mean, don't forget, like he has assembled himself like a rogues gallery of like other story horrors. Like he's got the Corn Man and he's got the Whistler, and he's got his pumpkin heads, and he's got the Barker now. Like he's got the Carnival Barker, like in his little like menagerie, and he's definitely more powerful than he was during the War of Winter, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does with that. Oh yeah, like um, there for a while, like the Green Man was going to be for winter, and the Botanical Garden was going to be for summer. But once the Botanical Garden became part of Kashmir, I'm like, I'm just gonna do what I want. Like it's in the roster. People are gonna want more stories, so like we just we just keep going with it. Like that whole thing has been so lore rich lately, though. Like it's all part of the tapestry of Kashmir, and like we're just here deciphering the strings, like in a town that may or may not even exist. Like it's the whole town is very transitory. Like if you read between the lines, like a lot of the people that exist in Kashmir are there because Dr. Winters wanted them to be. Like, I mean, the warden's got his little den set up in the prison, and then Dr. Winters lives in the town, and then the lady lives in the botanical garden, and Grandpa lives in the woods, and like it is, everybody's got their own little territory marked out. Like it's such a strange place. And we're not even sure if any of it's real. Like we're not sure what's going on with these places. Like it's wildly open for speculation. And it's nice to have such a lore rich environment like that. Like just like a big sandbox where every now and again I can just kick the sandcastles over and start again. Like it's really cool. Well, thank you, Blondie. I'm glad. I Kashmir is Kashmir is a place that I like. I really like to revisit it. Um, and it's such a neat place. Like it's got so much going on, and there's so many weird creatures and weird things, and it's just it's ripe for storytelling. And I love it. And I love that I made it. And I'm the only one that gets to write about it. I love it. It's great. It's my favorite thing. Oh, I know. It's it's Georgia's a part of the world that I wish I'd never left. I don't regret it because I wouldn't have married my wife if I hadn't left Georgia, but sometimes I miss it. I miss it a lot. Like it's a place that I really loved being a part of. And uh I wish I thought I would make it back there one day, but I'm not. I'll be in Florida forever now. I'm moving out to the farm, so it's family land. I'll inherit it at some point, and it's mine. I'm not in that big a hurry to sell a 50-acre farm. Thanks. Anyway, though, yeah, if you guys are just joining us, we are just kind of hanging out, just kind of spitballing. Um, n- Not right now, Brandon, but eventually, probably. Well, that's awfully nice of you. I would like to come back to Georgia every now and again. Um, I mean, Cashmere's kind of like set up in the place where I used to live, which was Clayton. Um, I like Clayton. It's kind of out of the way. Nobody ever really bothered you when you were there, and it's just a nice little place. Um, okay, okay. I will spill the beans. It's Mr. Seraph. Mr. Seraph is going to be coming to Kashmir. But but you know, don't tell anybody that wasn't at the stream. Oh no, I don't want to hear that Clayton's changed. I loved Clayton. It was such a nice little place. So backwoodsy, and it only ever had like two stoplights. Um, but yeah, no, Mister Seraph. My plan is by the time I retire next year, he will be in Kashmir. So he will join our Friday lineup. And that's all Kashmir needs is one more demon, I suppose. But it'll be fun to see how like Lucifer Jones and Mr. Seraph interact with the people in Kashmir, and whether or not it leads to like a needful things kind of situation, and just all kinds of fun stuff. It should be very interesting. I think you guys will like it. And then I'll get to put another story in the Monday stories because I got to keep some symmetry there. I think the Monday stories actually got 6 at this point, and then Kashmir's only got like 5, so that will also add some symmetry there. Yeah, 5. Kashmir is always crazy. Um, Kashmir is just a nuts place, but I love it. I think Grandpa and Marcus are probably a little too smart for that. But maybe some other residents of Kashmir may sell their talents or something. I don't know. We'll see. George is a big place too, so it gives him a lot of places to go and a lot of talent to see. And you know that old devil, he gets around anyway. Like he tends to be wherever he needs to be. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. We've been at this for an hour and a half. Time flies. Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting time next year, I think. Um, we're gonna have some fun. Like there's gonna be a lot of cool stories next year, and I mean, of course, we've got the short stories too. Like there will be short stories, there will be lots of content and things. Hey, Bev. I'm not sure Marcus's mother has any talent, but we may see. We still have to meet his parents, I think. I don't know. We haven't really seen Grandpa's daughter or Marcus's dad or any of that yet. So that'll be fun. Bright Access is going to be interesting. Like I said, I think we've maybe only got Hey, hey, Kathy. Good of you to join us. We're glad to see you. I think we've maybe only got about maybe five more Bright Access stories tops. Like it's starting to come. It's starting to wrap up. Like if you remember from the last one, she's met her mother and um, the little thing that was guiding her there. It's a member of the laughing audience. A member of the laughing audience that's guiding her there kind of like interacts badly with the Bright and helps her escape. And now she's got to get out of town. But maybe we may finish it up with 13 parts. I don't know. There may be like two or three more parts left because at this point her mother's going to want to try to get her back and she's going to have to like evade her capture. But oh, Brandon, you got to get caught up. It's getting real good. We're at about the halfway part on Rayford Woods. So many of these will also eventually be books. Like Rayford Woods, the Bright stuff. So many of our like weekly series will eventually be books. And it should be fun. Well, thank you, Deadhead. We appreciate it. The laughing audience is like the laughing audience is kind of similar to Mr. Seraph, I guess. They just kind of like make you go crazy and then they take you, but similar motif. But yeah, that's it's a good series too. It's they're building a cast for something. Like it's pretty obvious. Like they're putting something together that nobody but them seems to understand. Rayford Woods is a really good story. Again, it was just supposed to be a one-off, but I saw potential and decided to keep going with it. God, so many of my stories were just supposed to be one and dones. Sorta, kinda, like they exist in dark spaces, I guess. Like they really do not like the light, so I don't know. It's hard to explain with them. Like they're like ink creatures. Like they're just they have no real features other than their smile. They're just kind of vaguely human shaped. Well, I'm glad that somebody likes the laughing audience. Like I feel like it's just me sometimes. The laughing audience was like my first real series, and I get it. Some of the stories get a little repetitive. Like they always seem to end the same way. But I like it. Like I really like I like all my series. I like the Laughing Audience, I like the Bright series. I like everything, I guess. That's why I write it. If I didn't like it, I guess I wouldn't write it. But um yeah. Huh. I'm kind of biased on that. I can't say as I have a particular series that I don't enjoy writing, but I guess that's why I keep writing them. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Stragview is my favorite one to write, like hands down. Like I like Stragview because it's a comfortable environment that I'm familiar with. But I like all my series. They're always fun. Um, Here lately, it's been kind of a slog to write regular stories, but I mean, I do it anyway. All I want to do is write about Kashmir, darn it. think think we're gonna go for another 30 minutes, guys. We're probably gonna go till about 9 o'clock, and then I'm gonna so long, I think. But so yeah, if you guys got anything particular that you wanted to talk about, let me know. I'd be glad to answer questions, or talk shop a little bit. I mean, I'm open to anything. Um, for those of you guys just joining us, um, we've got 5 days of Kashmir Christmas next week, so that should be fun. If you like your lore, there's a lot of lore involved in them, so it'll be a big lore dig for you guys, which I think a lot of you seem to be interested in the moving parts around Kashmir, so that should be fun. Stragview is such an interesting series because it's in the scape of a prison, so you know that prison stuff is going to happen there. But then just weird stuff happens, and sometimes it's really off the wall. But that's okay, because we do what we can inside Stragview, Think of my shirt. Well, Bev, we're going to follow some of our favorite characters in Kashmir next week. We're gonna follow Winter, and we're gonna follow the Warden, and the Botanical Gardens, and Grandpa, and John, who works at the hospital, and we're finally gonna get a name for the Brandylow that narrates the Botanical Garden stories, and we're gonna follow Sheriff Guthrie, and we're gonna go to the graveyard a little bit, and we're gonna really just gonna really have a week in Kashmir. I think it'll be good. La Dama de Blanca's coming back to voice Glimmer, so she will add her Glimmer voice to the Friday story, which is gonna be a biggie. I think you guys are really gonna like it. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a fun time. On top of that, I'm gonna have another long cozy horror story on Wednesday. I think it's going to be another 8 Christmas stories. So there'll be another big cozy horror. And then we'll roll right into the weekend and we'll do some more stuff. I may do the December comps this weekend, since Wednesday is the 31st. Next Wednesday is the 31st, so I didn't mean to gild them too much. I hope they live up to expectations. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And then I think next week we're going to do some more Kashmir stories, because there will be kind of a cliffhanger at the end of the Friday story. So we're gonna do some more stuff for that, and then we'll get everything as hemmed up as we can there, and then that'll be fun. You guys will like it. I think you'll like it a lot. But yeah, so that's gonna be next week. Who knows? I might get a wild hair and do 5 days of stories next week. I don't know. I can't really say anymore. I never know what I'm gonna do anymore. Well, week after next. Sorry, not next week. But I never know what I'm gonna do anymore. Sometimes I get to writing and my 3-parter turns into a 6-parter, and it is what it is. Nice. I like hearing that I keep you guys company while you're doing stuff. That always makes me happy. That you allow me into your lives so that I can help you through your day, and it feels like we're sharing the day together, It's always kind of cool. That's why I like cozy horror, cuz it feels like you guys are all sitting around my old pot-bellied stove in the kitchen, and I'm telling you guys stories and stuff, which is kind of cool. That's... Oh, hang on. Gonna see how the story... Make sure the story went up on time. It did, good. I was like, oh no, nobody's watching it yet. And then I'm like, oh no, wait, all you guys are here. That's why nobody's watched it yet. Alrighty. Yup. Alright, just checking analytics. Oh, the wife wants us to get a new puppy, but I want to move first. Like, I definitely think we need a dog where we're moving, but I don't want to try to move kids and a dog if I can help it. Doesn't sound weird at all. I listen to Mr. Creepypasta in the shower a lot sometimes too. They say you're supposed to like ingest as much stuff as you're putting out, but that's hard for me. I'd have to listen all the time to stuff. Oh, Jack Russells are nice. I've never met a Jack Russell that wasn't kind of a sociopath or a psychopath or some kind of crazy dog. Um, I don't know. She wants to get a corgi, but like I don't know. There's too many coyotes out where we're moving. I really want kind of a large dog that eats coyotes. But I mean, I would love to have a corgi. Like I've always wanted a corgi since I was like really little. My godmother actually raises corgis, so I'm kind of hoping that I can just buy one from her. Maybe get a family discount there. I keep reading that comment, Bev, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like me. Well, I mean, they can't have poisoned all the scones. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I still want a scone. I'd eat a poison scone. Absolutely. 100%. Oh, those cane corsos are kind of cool. I don't know. I'm thinking about getting maybe like a lab or a golden retriever or something. Something that like will sleep outside and be loud when like coyotes come to try to steal our chickens or something. Because the wife wants chickens too. We're moving to a large farm, and the wife's already like, I want chickens, and I want vegetable beds, and I want all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, sounds good to me. Let's do that then. I like having eggs on hand. Eggs on hand is always cool. Oh, excuse me. Woke up too early. I'll take you up on that. I would love to come back to Clayton at some point or another. Um, I've got some friends I'd like to visit around Gainesville and Clayton and Clarksville. Absolutely. Okay. Whew, that is a big one. As long as they don't drag you, Kathy. Like my mom had it was a Basset Husky mix that like would take her for her daily drag every day. And she's like, it's at least she's getting her exercise. I mean, I like spicy curry. I don't like it scabby hot, but I like it pretty hot. Spicy food in general. I like me some spicy food. I think it'll be bedtime for me after this stream. Your boy is sleepy. Probably not, though. I don't know if any of you guys play Warhammer Tacticus, but they're running a winter event, and I would really like to get the unit that they're trying to push on me this time. Well, if I'm ever down there, I'll take you up on it. I keep saying I want to do like a Stephen King week somewhere like that, where I just go somewhere and rent a hotel room for the week and just write and write and write. Oh goodness, it's a little later than that here. It's only 8:30 here, so it is definitely definitely still a little early for thinking about bedtime, but I'm thinking about it. Well, that is what I live to do, man. I like entertaining you guys. It makes me feel useful. I tell the story often, but I've been I'd written fantasy since I was like 8, and I hated the fantasy community because a lot of times it was like screaming into a void. Like, they either never gave you feedback or they always gave you negative feedback, and it's bad when like you love the horror community because they're so like supportive. Like, they immediately were like, we love your stuff, we love your work, it's good, but you can improve here and you could do this. And it wasn't like they were browbeating you. It was nice. So I like giving back to the horror community because it was ultimately the community that took me in. See, I never got used to staying up late, and I work night shift all the time. But 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, it's just I always get like the yawns, and it's hard to stay up that last 4 hours. Good night, Bev. Sleep well. I'm glad you made it to the stream. Oh, let me readjust. This chair is comfy, but it's awful on my back. I jagged that one. Mustache is uneven, sorry. Oh, lordy. But yeah, I'm really glad I found the horror community because I look back on some of my writing that I used to do, and it was very mediocre. I was a very mediocre fantasy writer. Like I much more enjoy my horror stuff than I did when I used to write fantasy. See, with me, Brandon, it's always coffee. I like coffee. Kevin, I grew up with retrievers, and I really, really like retrievers. If I had to get a dog, I'd probably get one. They're very handy, and they're good at watching the property and keeping track of your kids too. Might have done. Like, I was only really there for like a month, um, and then I told him to send me back to Northeast Georgia Medical Center because I'm like the job is great. I just it's Laurelwood kind of prepared me for working at prison because it's kind of hopeless there sometimes, and I couldn't hack it. I'm like I I don't know. Working here makes me want to kill myself, which is a good way to get here, and I can't do it. So I went back to switchboard, and now I work in a prison. So like I don't know. I guess I just hate myself. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call that. Chows are fun. I like chows. I grew up with I grew up with a lot of dogs. Granddad went through a lot of dogs doing farm work. Well, Brandon, I might have to look you up then. I've got a lot of card games on the back burner that I need to start working on. Board games too. I used to do a lot more with board games, but now I don't know. I don't have the time or the revenue stream to make them work. You got to do a lot of R&D for board games, and sometimes sometimes I was like, I don't have the time to keep testing these games. I've had a couple of really good ones that people liked. I don't know. I either lost interest in them or they were too expensive to make. Like, you got to have a little bit of money starting out to make any of that stuff. People do enjoy me in prison, absolutely. They tell me all the time, "You're a really cool guard, and we really like seeing you come in. Like, you don't hassle us unless we make you." Oh, like that. Yeah, yeah. A lot of them order my books and then they get me to sign them, which is weird. The highlight of my prison career was when I was doing a cell search and one of them had one of my books. And, I'm like, "Where did you get this?" He's like, "Amazon. They let us order stuff off of Amazon." He's like, "Would you sign it for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll sign it for you." That could be fun, Brandon. I have a lot of the Jackbox games. Oh, that's on my Xbox though, but I mean, I guess I could buy them on Steam too. Um, that could be interesting. If you guys want to play Jackbox or something one night, we could totally do that. My my son and I aren't allowed to play Jackbox in public domains anymore. Like, where our answers to some of the questions are not exactly um, uh, socially acceptable. Like, oh, you only get to make so many of those awful T-shirts in T-shirt camp before they're like, "No, no, you don't get to play anymore." But I do enjoy online games with people sometimes, especially if it's people I know. Like, I don't mind playing with people I know. Most of the games I play are single player. Um, like I play a lot of Red Dead, and I play a lot of Fallout, and I don't do a lot of social stuff. Um, that's what I tell people when they're like, "Hey, I've got a relative going into prison. What do I get them?" I'm like, "Books. Get them books. The bigger, the better. Get them George R. R. Martins and like Stephen King's and John Grisham's and anything that's over like 300 pages. Because when they're done with them, they're going to trade them. And the bigger the book, the better the trade value most of the time. Like, I knew a guy when I worked in the prison he would lend you his books and oh, and Anne Rice. Yeah, I can't leave out Anne Rice. He would loan you his books for like 3 soups. And when you gave the book back, you got 2 of those soups back because he wanted you to bring his books back. He was very adamant about it. You didn't bring his books back, you didn't get your soups back. And he did not suffer bullshit either. He was like, "No, no, don't bring my book back. You're not getting your soups back, and you're not getting another book either." God, he had just a ton of books. Um, he had a complete Wheel of Time collection in his cell. Like, I was flabbergasted. I was like, "Where did you get a complete Wheel of Time set?" "I don't have a complete Wheel of Time set." He's like, "My mom sent them to me." Which, I mean, I guess made sense, but R.A. Salvatore is another good one in there. Dean Koontz. Dean Koontz is another popular one. Yeah, I hate that X Files isn't on Prime anymore. Like I said, I just keep buying them off of YouTube so that I can watch them at work. Denisha, yay! I mean, we were gonna wrap up in like 10 minutes, but I'm glad you made it to the stream. Oh, we've been going for about 2 hours, and my voice was starting to get crunchy. Oh, definitely. Like the guy had all kinds of books, like just books, 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 books. Like it was wild. Um, the prison knew what he was doing. They just didn't care. They were like, "This guy's not running a store. He's running a library. More power to him." Yeah, I had he had a lot of the like the preacher graphic novels too, which were kind of cool. Oh yeah, guys, probably about 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna pack it in for the night. So if you guys have got any burning questions, let me know, and I will totally answer them. Um, Denisha, we'd been talking about the Christmas lineup for next week. We're doing a Kashmir Christmas, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like we're doing it's gonna be like following like Dr. Winters and the Warden and Grandpa and John from the hospital and the sheriff and all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, I had been known to borrow books from that guy. I had been known to walk into the quad and be like, "Look, if you guys don't want me to do rigorous cell searches, I need a book. Who has a book? Something I haven't read." And it's immediately like, "I got the new Stephen King," and it's like, "I will bring it back to you at breakfast time," and I always did. I never kept people's books. That's poor form. Like that's one thing you don't do in prison is take somebody's book, not without real good reason. I've seen more guards get stabbed over books than anything else. Well, that and pictures of people's kids, which don't do that. That's bad. I don't know why people do that. Like it's not okay. That's I don't know. Some people in that situation make bad choices, and I can't. I you they want you to feel bad for them when they get stabbed, and it's like, no, man, you wrote the check, so back it up. Like you knew that was gonna happen. I try. Like they're just people. Like people want to look at inmates and they're like, no, that's a bad man. He did bad man things. They're just people. Most of them, as long as they're willing to act like people, I like to treat them like people. If you want to act like an animal, I'm going to treat you like an animal. But as long as you want to act like a regular person, then that's cool. Like, I'm not going to bring you stuff you're not supposed to have, and I'm not going to give you special treatment, but I'll have a conversation with you. Like, some of the most interesting conversations I've ever had have been with inmates. They'll tell you all kinds of stuff. It's not always nice stuff, but they'll tell you all kinds of stuff. Especially once they like you. Like, I don't know. I think more people should be aware of that. Like they're just regular people. They're just in a bad situation. Like treat them civilly as long as they're willing to act civilly. I try to convey that in my Stragview stories some of the time. Like they're just trying to live their lives, what life they have in there. They're just trying to live it. Don't don't get in the way of that because you're having a bad day or you're on a power trip or something. It's not. I don't know. It's just not a good idea. That's it's my TED talk. I'll get off my soapbox, but hey, Rebecca, I'm glad you could make it. We're about to pack it in about 10 minutes. My voice is starting to get a little crunchy, and I gotta do some recording tomorrow, so I gotta keep the old instrument fresh there. But yeah, I've just been kind of hanging out, doing questions and whatnot. So if you've got any burning questions, like let me know and I'll try to answer them. I don't think I've ever listened to Creepcast. I mean, I listen to so many different like horror like horror formats. Like I mean, I listen to Mr. Creepypasta, and I listen to Creeps McPasta, and I listen to Lighthouse Horror, and I listen to, um, God, I listen to so many different things. I listen to Creepy and Lore, and just so many different things that, like, I couldn't tell you half the guys I listen to anymore. Well, we're glad to have you, Rebecca. I'm going to try to do these a little more often, I hope. I try to do them at least twice a month, so generally it's on my short week. It's on my short weeks. Like I'll do it on Saturday or Friday on the weeks when I have the weekend off. So I always post up in the community tab before I do them. So just keep an eye peeled. Oh yeah, I like it when people come in and ask questions. Questions are always nice. No, no, I have not seen this. I need to. I like both of those guys. That would be really cool. God, I love Meat Canyon and I love Wendigoon. I need to look this up. I'm gonna have to look this up when when this is over. Um, yeah, Rebecca, hang on. I'll get you a link. I've got a ton of books. We're actually about to. I'm actually about to start doing the final proof on God, what is this one? I think this is like my eighth or ninth compilation. So like it's we've got just a ton of them. There's a ton of compilations. Let's see. All right, so Rebecca, this is a link to the profile on Amazon where all of my books are. If you want to click on that, that'll get you every book that I've got. So that should get you where you want to go. I bet it's funny. Like Meat Canyon is always funny. Like um in corrections, like the Bugs Bunny meme kept rolling around and we would just like look at each other and quote it, and supervisors finally are like, all right, you got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that. I think it'll be a good Christmas. I'll have the day off on Thursday, so it should be a good Christmas before I have to go back all weekend and do prison things. But I hope you guys have a really good Christmas too. I appreciate all of you coming out for the stream. It's been a lot of fun. Um, it's always nice to see you guys. Like it's always great to interact with my fans and talk to people who like the stories. And I always I always looked forward to doing this. Like when my channel was small, like I always looked forward to having a lot of people that would come out to streams and just kind of hang out and talk. And now that's what I get to do. So it's I kind of love it. Like it's kind of great. Like I jokingly call these shill streams, but like I just like to come hang out. Like, all right, Brandon, sleep well, buddy. Hopefully you get enough. Oh, God, you said it was already 3 o'clock where you are. I hope you get enough sleep, man. Hopefully tomorrow's not too bad. I'm glad you stayed up to live stream with us. Now I feel kind of bad for keeping you. But I love it. I love interacting with my fans. I don't care if I've got 1 million subs. I still want to come do live streams and interact with my fans and answer comments. And I get super excited anytime one of you guys comments on my video. Like it makes me happy that you not only took the time to watch the video but to comment on it. Like I love that. I love talking with you guys and hearing how much you like my videos. I love it when people tell me that the rain effect is too loud in my videos or that my music is weird. I'm like, any interaction. I love interaction. gives me a chance to grow and stuff, you know? Well, there's that, I guess. I hope you get enough sleep, though, man. Sleep's important to me, and I can never seem to get enough of it. Ooh. Mm. Lots of people do. Lots of people love the rain effect, and like the last guy that complained about it, I was like, man, I think you're missing the point of what we're doing here, man. Like, he's like, the rain effect is bad, and I don't like it. Nobody likes it. I'm like, buddy, this is cozy stream. Like, we're just here to hang out, man. Like, it's fine. But yeah, no, I like to have a little bit of ambience. That way, it makes you feel like you're just sitting around listening to stories, which is always what I liked. Like it's nice. It's nice to just feel like we're all just hanging out. Oh, I like that. I like that you guys look forward to my videos too. Well, I will pop off and let you watch the video that just came out, the Saturday series. Um, yeah, I'm like, man, it's cozy horror. That's what we do. Like, the rain is half the reason you're here. Like, you're just here to like listen to stories and vibe out, you know. All right, guys, that is gonna do it for tonight, I think. Um, everybody likes the cat bells. Denisha, go back and watch the start of the stream because Normal came in for a little while and like sat with us for a minute and like was on camera for a minute, so then you can kind of like see my kitty cat. I hope one day to make it to Clayton as well, good sir. I miss it a lot. Living up on top of the mountain and coming into town and stuff. It was a lot of fun. All right, guys. I'll let y'all get to bed or get back to what you were doing or listening to videos and stuff. But I love you guys. Take care. Thanks for coming to the stream tonight. And we'll catch you in the next one. Dr. Plague signing off. Have a wonderful evening.